What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to Park to Prem. Today it's episode number 16. We've got a live com double header, and it's not been long since we were last here. I did see some concerns in the comments saying, hey Jack, too many episodes a season, we're slowing down, we're losing momentum. I agree, but I feel like this set of games here, this game against Solihull Moors and this game against Chesterfield, they're really going to set the tone for this season. If we win these games, great. We will hunt down teams towards the top. If we lose these, suddenly, expectations, I think, have to be tempered slightly. Since you were last here, we've played one game. It was against Hartlepool. They took the lead for a fantastic volley by Tom Crawford. We did score via Adam Liddell, which was obviously great to see Liddell get on the score sheet. He did miss a penalty in this game, though, and when you kind of look at the match stats, you kind of have to look at it and go, probably points dropped there. That would be more than a fair assessment. It should have been a hell of a lot better. Just looking at the team here, you can see the average rating. Simon and Quantz are at the back with top draw. Questions over me, perhaps. But yeah, the XG, 3.74. We scored one goal. Yeah, we need to be a bit more clinical than that. We didn't take our chances. And suddenly, 2 wins in the last 6. This is looking like the roughest run of form we've had in a little while. And, inspired by the rough run of form, I decided to make some requests to the board. They have all been rejected, sadly. I asked for improved youth facilities. I asked for a professional status. I asked for a few other bits. I didn't get any of them. I do feel like, as a club, given the fact we're semi-pro, given our facilities are a little kind of subpar, we need to look to advance them. So it's a bit of a shame to see those requests rejected. But of course we have got a new stadium that we are currently having to pay for. Just looking at the finances on the financial front, we're actually looking really, really good money-wise. We've actually, generated a little bit of money through sales this year, only £20,000 more recently through Ethan Vaughan, who you may remember was our third choice right back. Obviously, we've not really signed anyone for any money either. And with the new stadium now kind of paid for and done, fans coming to games, financially, the club's in a pretty nice spot, all things considering. Of course, we're not spending close to our wage budget either, so theoretically, we should be making a little bit of money. Who knows, maybe that'll be something that we can afford to reinvest into the side down the line. But all in all, kind of off the pitch, things are looking great besides these board requests. One little bit of news certainly worth talking about is my contract, everyone. I've got a 2-year extension. A great little agreement. I was very happy to get it sorted with the Boston board. As part of it, we have updated the percentage of my wage that has to be paid off by a club. I can't remember the exact wording of it. The compensation. So if I wanted to move teams, and I'm contracted to Boston, another team has to pay money for me. The way that this deal's structured, they don't have to pay quite as much, which is nice. Also, just on the coaching front, we have our National B now, and we are studying for our National A. So, continuing to make little bits of progress. I will say right now, just kind of the attributes on the whole look pretty, I want to say they look pretty good. Compared to where we were at a few years ago, they look blooming fantastic. There's still a hell of a lot of progress left to be made, I feel. But no, we things are looking good. I'm looking wiser. I feel like I'm becoming a better manager. And, if we do intend to jump up the managerial ladder, of course, it's going to be in our interest to be as attractive as possible to any possible clubs. And, today we need to be at our best, make ourselves look as attractive as possible, because today's first match is against Solihull Moors. It's a midweek game away from home. They are top, and they are very, very good. I'm hoping that we're going to be at our best today. Just in terms of team news, I actually think I'm going to start Prado today at right back. I've given Fossey this little run of games after he got 2 assists in his first 3. He's not been very good since. We've all had that. A player hits the ground running, they look amazing in Football Manager, and then they just kind of turn out to be rubbish. That's kind of what's happened with Marlon here in the most polite possible way. The rest of the team, though, very much picks itself. I do still feel like we need to figure some stuff out with the centre mids. I'm not overly happy with Dronfield and York's performances. So if you've got any ideas for how we could maybe step them up and get a little more out of them, I'd love to know them. You can see here a few players are struggling a little bit with match fitness, but I feel like I want to go into this game with the strongest possible team. I guess I could start DKM out on the left. He has been improving a hell of a lot. Do I want to do it? I'm doing it. DKM, you're going to play on the left-hand side. although we are training him currently to play midfielder right, just because as that option on the bench it would be ideal if he could play both sides. The other player who's struggling is Quansah, who last year was tired a little bit as well. I guess that's just his 9 natural fitness. I think for today's game, we're just going to stick with him. We're going to keep him in the team. If we need to make a change, if he starts to look really tired, of course, we've got Reece Bennett sat on the bench. Very, very good centre-back option that we signed from Manchester United. I have also just noticed here, our attribute colours have reset. These are not my normal colours. I was messing around with some skins for yesterday's YouTube upload, which, if you've not seen it, I mean, go top 5 custom Football Manager skins. Worth a watch. But as a result of that, the colours are wrong. Well, we're back with the vanilla style for now, probably for today's episode. So for those of you who dislike my poor choice in colour palette, you can rejoice. In terms of the team, I've not done very much rotation at all, and I don't know if that's to our detriment or not. I just feel like at these lower levels, you usually have a fairly standout kind of starting 11, and when players are in really good form, it's somewhat difficult to justify dropping them. I say all that, and then you look at the recent form of some of the midfielders, maybe there's some question marks to be asked, but I don't know, we're taking on the team who are top of the league. It wouldn't feel right, I don't feel like, to not play our strongest 11 here, or at least the strongest 11 considering the fitness factor. The last thing I need is some long-term injuries, really, particularly to someone like Barrett, who has been so good this year. Anyway, let's get into this first game of this doubleheader, hoping for a win against the team who are top. Away from home, though, this is not going to be easy. Ooh, let's see how we get on. Solihull Moors, a bit of a surprise package. They were predicted to finish 5th at the start of the year. They have really kind of kicked on, had a great start to the year and just kept the momentum going. They are currently 4 points ahead of us, so even a win here wouldn't be enough to catch them at the top of the table, but it would keep us in the hunt. That, of course, knowing that we've got to play Chesterfield, who do already kind of currently sit ahead of us. They're currently in 3rd place on 30 points. So not an easy game for us following this one either. Anyway, Solihull Moors with a corner. We conceded a few of these, you might remember, in the last game. We looked very, very susceptible yesterday to corners, which is a bit of a troublesome thing because the big standout strength of our defence is how good it is in the air. It's kind of one of the things we've relied on. Anyway, DKM's won the ball here. Where are you going, DKM? He's right-footed on the left wing. Is he going to cut inside? He could go alone here. He could go alone here. DKM, you big boy. Let's go. 5 minutes before half-time, we take the lead. A game that has not really had any highlights. And a moment of brilliance. A moment of brilliance by DKM. He's actually finished that, I think, on his left foot there, which caught me off guard. Oh, I love it. On his left foot, beats the man at the near post. Wheels away in celebration. I have just got to ask a question here. You can't see it right now. I'll ask the question in a second. There's a gate on the left side of the pitch for like fans to walk in through, but it makes no sense because you can just walk around the gate. Did anyone else notice that? I'm not going crazy. I don't want to. I feel like I'm becoming a connoisseur of Football Manager stadiums this year. Anyway, Patrick tries to pull it back. We deal with it. Can we get it down the line to DKM? We can't. Bristow with a header, tipped onto the crossbar. Was that saved? I think that was, oh my, if that was saved, that was absolutely unbelievable. Holding on by the skin of our teeth. We've had one shot and it's gone in. It would be fair to say we've been a little bit fortunate in this half. I'm going to tell the players you've played well, but there's room for improvement. No one is reacting. Let's just tell them there's a lot to come from them. Attackers, delighted with your effort. Okay, mate, don't be happy with them at 1-0, Jack. Don't be happy. That's what I get for being positive, everyone. Unhappiness. Dromfield on a booking does scare me a little bit. Let's take him off and bring in Saxon early. Elsewhere, further up the pitch, Jordan Burrow's having a pretty poor game, as is Duxbury at left back. In fact, there's a few players with question marks over them in terms of performance. Let's get a little demand more going, shall we? As they break down this left-hand side, I might pause the game here so you can see the pointless gate. It's upsetting me. I don't know why it's upsetting me so much. I mean, I've snuck into a football ground before, so I feel like as an expert of sneaking, I know you definitely think that when you look at me, you know, to see security flaws like this at Solihull Moors, you know, I want to make sure they sort them out. Anyway, Sam York running down this right-hand side. I've said he doesn't do anything. Can he do something today? He can't, but it's now with Camwer. Prado forward and Jordan Burrow. Oh my word, we might be about to FM a team. We might be about to FM a team. This never happens. Oh my word. And Prado, a late change back into the starting 11. comes in and does that. Camwood gives it back to him, and then the Peruvian just lofts it in, and what a finish by Burrow. We've had some really nice goals scored for and against us this year. Some really nice finishes. Let me put... Look at that, okay. There's the gates to get into the ground. Why is there just a gap here? Like, there should probably be a fence or something, Solihull. You know, I just want to point it out to them so they know. Security flaw. Could be dangerous. Anyway, they've got the ball forward. I mean, they could be dangerous on our defence here. Prado, you've got an assist, mate. Nothing too crazy here at the back, please, lads. We're passing it around. It always leaves me a little nervous. Little tries to latch on the end of it. Bristow now with the ball, bringing it down this near side. Can we stop him? Camwa puts in a tackle. Now with York. Now with Prado. He tries to switch it over. It's not an ideal switch of play, is it really? Now with Campbell. Sabara. Oh no. Bristow. They've ripped us open here like a packet of Panini stickers. And it's now 2-1 and there's half an hour left and I am starting to panic. They are a very good team. They are top of the league for a reason and now they've cut the deficit to 1. Surely I have to panic. Nice finish by Bristow as well. Could me have done better? I don't know. It was an athletic attempt to stop the ball, I suppose. Anyway, 25 minutes gone. They've had 3 shots on target to our 2. But the score remains 2-1. I feel like I want to make further changes here. Quansah is tired on a yellow, but he's pleased, everyone. You know what? You're not going to be pleased with me in a second. Bennett, come on. Let's not do anything risky here. Sam York on a 6.4 has been poor. Liddell is recovering from a knock. You know what? I'm not going to chance it. Devante Cole, you've not had nearly enough opportunities this year, and that could apply to any of the strikers, really, outside of Burrow and Liddell. But you've got a chance here, Devante. Show us what you're made of. It's 2-1. There's 10 minutes left. I am quite content for time to trickle away here. We can start to time waste, I think, with 10 minutes left. Feel free to delay, lads. Feel free to stall them out. Time is just going away here. Solihull, what? I thought they were going to come on to us after they got one back, but absolutely nothing has happened. And we're just going to take a 1-0 win. The least convincing of all wins I think we've had this year. I mean, to be fair, as the game went on, we did have more shots, but just not nearly enough on target. DKM gets man of the match. And the 2 players who I made a very late decision to bring on have ultimately been the difference makers there. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. Good job, Jack. Good decision making. And with that result, we actually go up to second. Havant and Waterlooville, Wrexham and Chesterfield, I think, must have all slipped up here. In fact, Havant and Waterlooville beat Wrexham, which I guess worked out in our favour. Meanwhile, Chesterfield, where are you, Chesterfield? They lost 4-1 to Notts County, who are very much in the hunt. Oh my word, look how close this is at the top. Right, well, we've got Chesterfield next. They've just been spanked. I feel like they're going to have a point to prove. We've got them in just a few days' time, so I'm going to go ahead, rest the players, and I will come back for that game. This is turning into a crazy league season. We've cut the gap at the top. Can we go top with a win in our next game? We can. Will we? Let's go find out, shall we? So ahead of our upcoming game against Chesterfield, I've got a bit of a dilemma. And the dilemma is, do I stick with Prado and DKM in the team? Or do I bring back in Sam Barrett? I mean, undeniably, he's been one of the best players in the midfield. He's got 6 assists, 2 goals, 7.54 average rating. But can I really not put DKM back into the team? Or do I play DKM out on the right-hand side of midfield, knowing full well that he's not that convincing in the role, but he does have all the attributes to actually play it. And you know what? I think I am going to drop Camwa. This might turn out to be a terrible mistake. I would not normally advise playing a player massively out of position, but DKM, he has the mould, he has the ability to play this position well. He just needs to learn how to do it. And if anything, playing him in the position is only going to help him learn it that little bit quicker. Equally, in our recent games, Adam Liddell has not played very well. So today, I think we're going to start Devante Cole up front. I was kind of discussing it out loud to myself, obviously, prior to the previous game, talking about the fact that perhaps I'm not adjusting the team selection enough when players come out of form. With that in mind, I'm changing everything today. Devante Cole's going to come in. I'm now looking at Sam York thinking, are you the next victim? And I think he kind of has to be. A 6.4 rating in his last... Get out of here. Get out of here. Saxon, in you come, mate. You will play centre mid on defend. You can see here he's improving a fair bit, the 19-year-old. Of course, that's one of the beautiful things about having a team as young as ours is. All of the players really have potential to fulfill. So yeah, we'll go with Dronfield at advanced playmaker. And then at the back, I'm sorry, Fossey, friendship is over. Prado's back in the team. He got an assist in that last game, his second of the season. He and DKM playing on the same wing now. Maybe they're going to make magic happen. And well, I'm certainly going to hope so. We are going to be taking on Chesterfield here. I'm pretty nervous for this one, if I'm honest, because this is the kind of game that if we win, I really will start to believe we can go on a title charge. After a rough patch of form, following on from this game, the fixtures get a lot easier. It's kind of mad. We've played all the big teams around us in kind of the last month or so. It's been kind of weird the way the fixtures have played out like that. And whilst there are some tricky ones on the horizon, you know, this will, if we get a win here, start to settle my nerves. I will start to think, yes, we can push on. Also, another thing that I've not acknowledged, and I'm afraid it's another stadium thing, everyone. The gazebo is back. With the new stadium this year, you might have noticed it, the gazebo is back. The Towlaw gazebo. If you're confused as to what I'm referencing, go watch last year's Park to Prem. I will say now, if you're watching episode 16 of this year's Park to Prem and you're enjoying it, go watch last year's. It's very good as well. It's more of the same as Quonsa shows us more of the same. The set piece demon with the massive forehead. Go and celebrate in front of the gazebo, my friend. Look, we've got better security than Solihull. We've got a man on the gate. There might be a gap behind this fence. Ignore it, Jack. We can nitpick into all the stadiums if I'm not too careful here. Anyway, a goal up early on. One shot on target for either team. It's not exactly been a classic inside the first half an hour. It looks like a game that's been bogged down in the midfield. Let's give the boys a little bit of encouragement. Could we grab a second before half-time? I would like us to, but at the moment there's a distinct lack of highlights. There is a distinct lack of anything happening. And in fact, at half-time, it's going to be 1-0, which I'll level with you. I will quite happily take as a result. But I feel like we can do better. I feel like we can do better, and that's exactly what I'm going to tell the players. An inspired reaction by all involved. The decision to bring in Devante Cole hasn't quite played out yet. He's not really done anything. Maybe we'll bring Liddell on off the bench as this game goes on. Anyway, Barrett out on this left-hand side. What can he do? You get tripped over and get tackled is the answer. Butterfield now to launch it forward to Jarvis. All on his lonesome. No one really in support. Now gives it back to Rowley. Chesterfield for the first time in this game in a highlight. Bringing the ball forward. Jarvis again with it. On this near side, he plays it forward to Butterfield, who hits it. And oh my word, Milan Butterfield. It's a good goal. I can't really be mad at it. I mean, it's just a really good long-range effort. Oh, I mean, could me have got there? I feel like you can forensically analyse goalkeepers in Football Manager. And you kind of have to remember the animations never make them look very good. I mean, it's a great long shot. It's gone straight into the bottom corner. Chesterfield peg us back. We've got a set piece though here. Barrett on his left peg, whips it in. Simon is there. Heading it narrowly over the crossbar, unfortunately. With 20 minutes left, I feel like we need to make some moves. Devante Cole, you've been pretty poor. I'm going to bring you off a little. Camwer as well, I'm going to bring in. But I'm going to bring him in for Dronfield. We are going to play Camwer as an advanced playmaker in the system, which is definitely a role that he can play very well. I mean, who knows? Maybe this is the change that we need. Maybe Camwer replaces York and we start playing DKM out on the right-hand side. Is there going to be a goal for either team here? I kind of want to go a little more direct here. I think. And let's not work the ball into the box so much. I'm not afraid for us to have a long shot or two. Whenever you make a tactical change and a highlight begins, you start to get a little bit giddy, don't you? You start to feel like you've had a meaningful impact on the game. I'm feeling like that right now. Quonsa, what are you doing, mate? Wake up. Jarvis is through. Simon, can you get there? No, you can't. But he hits it wide. Oh my, what Quonsa, you scored a goal, mate, but you can't be doing that. Oh, 5 minutes left. One last shout of encouragement. We've got a corner here. It's whipped in. Barrett to Simon. Held by Coddington. What a fantastic name Coddington is. Tell you what, Aaron Jarvis up for them has been causing us all kinds of issues in this game. And while speaking of the devil, there he is again. Burrow with it. And we get dug out of the hole, out the trouble we're in. DKM can't get there. Quonsa, don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything silly. That's fine. Camwer Go on. Go on, Camwa. Goes inside to Early. Big ball for Burrow. Could have been offside there. We may never know. He tries the ball again. Burrow gets there on the volley. Puts it just wide of the post. A really good opportunity there. But with 3 minutes left, they've got a chance and it's disallowed. It's disallowed. Remain calm, everyone. It's not going to count. I'm not sure if there was a push or if it was offside or what it was. But what it means is their goal doesn't stand. And do I want to go very attack? I don't want to go very attack. There's another highlight. They've had a goal disallowed. We've had a chance. And there's another highlight here. Who's it going to be to? It's 1-1. If a team scores now, the game is there, surely. DKM out on this right-hand side. What can he do? Go on, DKM. Falls to Prado. Percy whips it in. Cleared away by Phillips. Camwa with it. Now to Early. He plays it wide to DKM. Brought him into on the right. He plays it across. It's fallen to Burrow and he's hit it wide of the post. Maybe I should have dropped Burrow for Cole in this game. And that is going to be that. It finishes 1-1. The chances we had at the end was so good, and it's kind of shown in this XG chart. It's mad the way it spikes up at the end. Oh dear, Burrow. That's the first time where I can truly look Burrow in the eyes and say, you've let us down today, mate. Looking at the results elsewhere, I mean, things have just got even tighter for everyone except Solihull Moors. It looks like other teams have slipped up. Notts County won, Wrexham drew against Hartlepool, who at one point were going pretty strong, although they've fallen really off the pace now. Elsewhere, obviously, we've drawn against Chesterfield. Haven't Waterlooville played? Am I blind? They haven't played, and their game in hand looks like it could be against Boreham Wood. I say that, it could be against a couple of other teams. But regardless, the playoff picture does not look any more clear than it did at the start of today's video, I'm afraid to say. The National League is just full of teams scrapping it out, as it turns out. The worst thing of all is that we really could have won that with the chances we had at the end, and we just blew them all. A disaster, it'd be fair to say. Butterfield got man of the match for his long-range effort. Can't really argue with that. Oh, on another day we maybe do a bit better. Barrett, by the way, 9 key passes. That's not too shabby, is it? Give him some credit there. You can see in terms of upcoming games, we've got Warrington in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. We're yet to really make a splash, I feel like, in the FA Cup. But Warrington is the kind of team that we probably should be beating, given the fact they are 2 divisions below us. Looking a little bit further beyond that, you can see we've got the likes of Aldershot, Stockport. I think Boreham Wood is perhaps the trickiest of the games we've got in this run of games. As I said, we've played a lot of the teams around us. So many of these fixtures, are against teams towards the bottom half of the table. Looking back, not looking back, looking further ahead, I suppose, as to when we might be back. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see how we go in the FA Cup. We'll probably come back for a game in December time. If not, maybe even the start of January, although that feels a little bit too far away to be planning for. I think it's going to be a case of see how we go in the Cups, see how we're looking, see how the league picture is developing, and really make a decision from there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the 2 matches today. 2 pretty crazy live comms. The second game, we should have won. Burrow, you let us down, mate. You let us down. I'm just going to leave you to look at his face as I shake my head in disapproval. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you for your support again. I do appreciate the fact that this season, we've had lots of key games to start the season. When we'll come back next time, things are going to be different. We're going to be in the future. I hope you're ready for it. And well, until then, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.